we're going to be looking over the Edge of Eternities cards from our complete set spoiled. We're going to look at our black cards. So starting off strong with a mythic. Alferal Stone Chosen is a 5 mana 3/3 with ward. Discard a card at random's crazy. Void. Whenever this attacks, if a non-land permanent left the battlefield this turn or a spell was warped this turn, defending player loses half their life rounded up. Alright, that's some shenanigans. Alright. I just know someone's gonna like attack me at pre-release and I'm just gonna be like, can't do anything. Ooh, 3 black instant rare Archenemy's Charm. We're going to choose one. Exile target creature or planeswalker. Return 1 or 2 target creatures and or planeswalkers from your graveyard to your hand. Or put 2+1 counters on target creature you control and it gains lifelink until end of turn. That seems solid. I'm kind of a big fan of this art too. It's just sick. Big fan. Beamsaw Prospector, which is a 2 mana 2/1 common. When this creature dies, create a lander token. Okay, alright. We have lander tokens of our own. Blade of the Swarm, a 4 mana uncommon 3/1. And when this enters, you get an option. You can put +1 counters on this creature or put target exiled card with warp onto the bottom of its owner's library. Easy. Alright. Corral, that has to be how you say it, right? Of the Void, a 4 mana enchantment aura. We're enchanting creatures that we control. When the creature this attacks, put target creature card from defending player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control and attacking? Excuse me? At the beginning of your end step, sacrifice this aura unless a non-land permanent left the battlefield this turn or a spell was warped this turn. That's crazy. How do you beat this card? I never do. Comet Crawler, 3 mana 2/3 lifelink at common. Whenever this attacks, you may sacrifice another artifact or creature. If you do, it gets +2/+0 until end of turn. The lifelink is nice at common. They're being nice. Instant 2 mana Dark Endurance. It costs 1 less to cast if it's targeting a blocking creature. And it gets +2/+0 and indestructible until end of turn. I actually really like the flavor text. One last chance, make it count. Decode Transmissions is a 3 mana sorcery. You draw 2 cards and lose 2 life, but it has Void. If a non-land permanent left the battlefield this turn or a spell was warped this turn, instead you draw 2 cards and each opponent loses 2 life. Alright. Depressurize is a 2 mana instant. Target creature gets -3/-0 until end of turn. If that creature's power becomes 0 or less, you're gonna destroy it. Pretty good. Dubious. I love that name. That word is just so much fun. Dubious Delicacy is a 3 mana artifact food with flash. When it enters, up to 1 target creature gets -3 until end of turn. And then 2 tap, sack it, gain 3 life. 2 tap, sack it, target opponent loses 3 life. Alright, that card is valid. Alright, we're gonna look at Elegy Acolyte, which is a 4 mana 4/4 rare with lifelink. Whenever 1 or more of creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, you draw a card and lose 1 life. Void. At the beginning of your end step, if a non-land permanent left the battlefield this turn or a spell was warped this turn, create a 2/2 colorless robot artifact creature token. Pretty good. Has a cool alt art. We have Embrace Oblivion, a sorcery that's 1 mana. Additional cost, sack artifact or creature, and we're going to destroy target artifact or spacecraft. So we are getting removal that will destroy spacecrafts when they're not even at creature keyword yet. Entropic Battlecruiser is a 4 mana 3/10 rare spacecraft. Station 1 and up, whenever an opponent discards a card, they lose 3 life. 3 is so much. It had 8+, it has flying and death touch. Whenever the spacecraft attacks, each opponent discards a card. Each opponent who can't loses 3 life. Card's solid. Alright. Balor's Faithful, a 3-mana 3/1 uncommon. When it enters, destroy up to one target creature. If that creature wasn't dealt damage this turn, its controller draws 2 cards. Ooh. Interesting. Okay. Fell Graveship is a 3-mana 3/2 spacecraft. When it enters, mill 3 cards, then return a creature or space card from your graveyard to your hand. And when it's 8+, it has flying and lifelink. Seems pretty sick to me. Graveblade Heavy is a 4-mana 3/4. As long as you control an artifact, it gets +1/+0 and has Death Touch. Alright. That's solid. Grav Kill is a 4-mana exile target creature or spacecraft. It's like common too. Like 4 might feel a little heavy in this format. I really don't know until I get my hands on it. But that seems fine. That seems fine. Gravpack Manost is a 3-mana 2/1 flyer at common, and when it dies, create a tap 2/2 colorless robot artifact creature token. Hole Carver is a 1-mana 1/1 death touch. Alright. The 1/1 slot. Who am I? Who am I to ask for anything more? Hilderblade is a 1-mana artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +3/+1, and at the beginning of your end step, if a non-land permanent left the battlefield this turn or a spell was warped this turn, attach this equipment to target creature you control. Oh, cool, so you can get free equipment. Nice. That's okay. I understand the uncommon part now. Of the Faller, 2-mana sorcery. Surveil 1, then draw a card and lose 1 life. And Void, draw another card. Okay, that's sick. I would like to draw more cards, please. Insatiable Skittermaw, 3-mana 2/2 with Menace. At the beginning of your end step, if a non-land permanent left the battlefield this turn or a spell was warped this turn, put up a +1 counter on it. That's pretty solid. A Menace 2/2 that just gets bigger. I'm a fan. Lightless Evangel, a 2-mana 2/2 at uncommon, and whenever you sacrifice another creature or artifact to get a +1 counter. It does not have a sack outlet attached to it, so you would need a sack outlet in the deck to make it really work. But we're going to have a 6-mana uncommon 4/4 with flying, and when it enters, until end of turn, target creature you control gets +X, target creature and opponent gets -X, where X is the number of artifacts you control. Alright, so we're possible removal spell and pumping our team. Pretty good. 1-mana 4/1 defender. Common, that's fine. That'll probably be cool. Perigi Becana is a 5-mana 4/5 at common. When it enters, until end of turn, another target creature you control gets +2/+0 and gains. When this creature dies, return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control and has Warp 2. Requiem Monolith is a 3-mana artifact rare. You can tap it. Till end of turn, target creature gains whenever this creature is dealt damage. You may draw that many cards and lose that much life. That creature's controller may have this artifact deal damage to it. That creature's controller may have this artifact deal when activate only as sorcery. Huh. Alright. Let's see how that works. Scrouge for Eternity. 3-mana sorcery as an additional cost. Sack artifact or creature. Return target creature or spacecraft card with mana value 5 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, then create a land or token. Alright. That's pretty solid. Okay, yeah. We're not opening it. We're reading off the non-pretty arts. Sothera the Super Void is a 4-mana legendary enchantment at Mythic. When a creature you control dies, each opponent chooses a creature they control and exiles it. At the beginning of your end step, if a player controls no creatures, sacrifice this, then put a creature card exiled with it onto the battlefield under your control with an additional +2 additional +1 counters. Okay. That seems like fun. Oh, it's one of the ones that has these arts. Oh, it's so cool. Sunset Saboteur is a 2-mana 4/1 at rare with Menace. Ward, discard a card. When it attacks, put one +1 counter on target creature and opponent. Ew, I don't want to give him anything. Suzerain Dirgecraft, 5-mana 4/3. When it enters, each opponent sacrifices a non-token creature. 7+, it gets flying. It's fine. Cercarian Voidborn is a 3-mana 2/2 at uncommon. When this creature or another creature or artifact you control dies, target opponent loses 1 life, you gain 1 life, and for 1 black, you can warp it. Swarm Color, a 4-mana 2/4 flying at common. When this creature becomes tapped, you may sacrifice another creature or artifact. If you do, draw a card. Alright, we got some sack outlets. Temporal Intervention is a 3-mana common sorcery. With Void, it costs 2 less to cast. If a non-land permanent left the battlefield or a spell was warped this turn, target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it, and that player discards that card. We have a black uncommon timeline color 2/2 with haste. You may cast this card from your graveyard using its warp ability. Its warp is 1 black and pay 2 life. Interesting. Tragic Trajectory is a 1-mana uncommon sorcery. It's going to give target creature -2 until end of turn. And for Void, it gets -10, which is very good. Umbral Collar Zealot is a 2-mana 3/2. Sacrifice another creature or artifact and surveil 1. Alright, we can just keep sacking, so that is a solid sack outlet for cards that need it. A Virus Beetle is a 2-mana 1/1. When this creature enters, each opponent discards a card. Very solid. We like the little bodies that make our opponents discard cards. We have a 5-mana 5/4 at the beginning of your end step. Void. Draw a card and lose a life. All the keywords for Void every time. Vote out. 4-mana. Convoke! We love Convoke! Destroy target creature. Effete Astroharmacist is a 3-mana rare 2/3. Tap it. Return target creature card from its graveyard to the battlefield. It's a skeleton in addition to its other types and has no abilities. Okay. Activate only as a sorcery. Okay. Couple arts, and the last card in black is 0-point Ballad. X and black. Destroy all creatures with toughness X or less. You lose X life. If X is 6 or more, return a creature card put into the graveyard this way to the battlefield under your control. Interesting. Alright, don't forget to like and subscribe and enjoy your pre-release.